Hey, afternoon folks, and welcome to Bolivia. Got through passport control okay. He stamped us pretty easy. He enjoyed looking at all our stamps. I don't think he's ever seen so many. Then we had a little trouble at the military checkpoint trying to explain what we were doing, but they let us through eventually. And it's hot, the jungle. We're going to see some different climates in Bolivia, all being well. Starting life in the jungle, but we're going up to the Sala de Uyuni, which is high on the bucket list, to ride the salt flats, which at this time of year is pretty cold at night, Deb.
Oh yeah.
But for now, we've got to get out of the jungle, and we've got about 200, isn't it?
What's that?
200 mile on this dirt road before we can get out back into the mountains, and then, well, we've got to go back up the bloody Andes, so another 15,000 foot or something. But whew, let's go. Let's see what the Bolivian jungle was like compared to the Peruvian jungle. Hopefully quite the same.
Jungle wild camp again last night. Listen to the jungle. I think in amongst that there's definitely some monkeys somewhere. You're right in there, Deb.
There's a little monkey in here too.
Hey Debs, we're on an adventure here.
We certainly are.
What a place, the jungle. But hey, I don't know whether we've ever said the title of our blog, We're on an Adventure. Apart from the obvious, we are on an adventure. It comes from about 14 years ago, something, Debs?
June 2012.
2012, we took a holiday to Peak District. We were just walking through the woods by a river, and there's this young mum with two kids, maybe 6, 7, 8 year old, and this young girl, kind of been older than 8. She pops up out of the bushes. She says, "We're on an adventure." Really excited, so excited, like you couldn't ask for it to be any more excited. So that's always stuck with us, Debs, eh?
Yeah, that joy and that lovely mum helping to have that joy. Yay.
Yay. So we're on an adventure, and that girl, actually, she'll be a young woman now, 20 something, so hopefully she's still on adventures. We certainly are. Hey Debs.
Oh God, yeah.
Jungle time. I'm being completely surrounded by butterflies. My bags came off, so I waited here. Debs has gone on, and I'm just getting welcomed by butterflies. Look at them all. Hey, morning peeps, what a beautiful morning it is. And last night we camped in this farm. We camped in what we thought was an empty field. The farmer came over and says, oh no, come and camp at my house. So we camped just under the tree there, which was pretty nice. And today is a special day. It's Deb's birthday, she's 62.
Oh yes, very special.
So we're off to see if we can find a hotel, but I don't know whether there is one because it's pretty remote out here, but we're going to try our best.
Yeah, I shared my breakfast with the poor little cat.
Oh, the poor little cat.
Bye, puss.
But here we go, back to the dirt. Thank you, Mr. Farmer. Forgot your name already. You remember? Oh, well, there we go. Right, Sally Moss. Not many vehicles come along here, but whenever they do you get that, which is rather dusty. Hey, look at all this rainforest gone just for cattle. Look at that, miles and miles of cow pasture. If you want to change the world, folks, don't eat a lot of beef. That'll make a big difference. Look at that. Ain't many mariposas around here. All of that was once rainforest. Look at this for an expensive accident. Someone's just dropped a big bag of Brazil nuts off the lorry just ahead. Look at that. Some money's worth there. Must be what, 20 kilo of Brazil nuts?
Yeah.
Hard to believe now, but we were wondering whether to come this way because in the wet season this road is like a bog fest, and we were watching videos before we came to check it out on YouTube, people's dash cams, and lorries stuck up to the axles, and no way we could have biked it. So we were a bit dubious about whether to come because it's only just past the end of the wet season, but it's dry as a bone. Just dust, and hot dust. It's bloody hot and bloody hilly and bloody hard work. There's another one where the old road's gone completely and they've built a new one. Extra steep just for us. And what is it, Debs?
46.3.
That's hot.
We need shelter.
Hey, morning peeps. What about this for a wild camp? Got a little bench, although we prefer the comfy chairs. About to cook up a brew. And the sun's rising over there. Look at that.
So, this is our walk the plank wild camp spot, and here comes Thomas being a gentleman and bringing my bike off. Hey. Woo! Well done, Thomas. No, don't ride it. I know you bloody would. Wow, well done, Thomas. Woohoo!
Let's go. Hot day again. Look at the size of this snake, folks. So you're not going for a swim, Debs? Not with the caiman? Hey, early start this morning folks, 6:30 AM before the sun's even up. Trying to get ahead of this heat, so hot here. Had a pretty big day, 40 mile, which doesn't sound a lot to the next town, but on this dirt up and down, it's a tough day. So let's see what today brings. Look at that sunrise. This is El Sena, where we hoped we might be able to get a boat to. So let's see how the river's changed from Puerto Maldonado to here. Here we go. Puente de Madre de Dios.
So we were going to ride to Sena. We got there and it was still too early in the day. We'd had much more concrete than we thought, so it was an easier ride. So we've pushed on. But now, after approaching 50 miles, well, maybe gone that, I don't know, we've had enough. So this is what we do. We look for a wild camp. We don't know when one will turn up. We just got to keep looking. Not sure you can pick these up very well, but my goodness, there's a load of butterflies. Just over here, there's an absolute mound. Quite unusual colours, these. Here they go. Tom's just spotted a pull-off off the side of the road. Not looking that superb, but we think we're going to make it do. We thought here, but the motorbikes go by the side, so we think maybe on the other side. After further investigation, we've decided too many bike tracks and too much toilet paper. Tom's just spotted this old, well, logging road. He's just checking it out. We'll see. So this may be okay. I kind of don't like being seen from the road, so this could work. Let's go see. We rode along from the highway, the dirt highway, just over there, along this logging road, which doesn't look much used, if at all, and it carries on for some time. However, we spotted this, a little track off to the side. No fresh marks at all, so this looks pretty good to us. Takes us along here to a small clearing. Wow, look at that butterfly. You're not going to get it. There's some shade. Gosh, we've almost got a half-built house. This'll do. This is home for the night. That's quite successful. Haven't had too many looks. Seems quite early to finish, but we started at 6:30 this morning to beat the heat. And so we try not to go on for too long. And we always end up eating into the afternoon. And then we're just too knackered to do anything. But yeah, this is, yeah, it'll be mid-G, but it's not bad at all. There you go, Thomas. Home sweet home. So, once we've found our camp spot, what next? Well, we need to get clean. I'll pass the camera over to Tom and he can film my legs. There you go, babes.
Look at the state of these. One clean one, one mucky one.
Now we love to have some water and we don't really approve of wet wipes. These are baby's bottom wipes, but nothing's going to get that clean if we don't have any water. So here we go.
What do you reckon, Phoebe?
Oh, I've missed a bit.
Happy?
No. Well, I bet if I rubbed them with a towel it would come off mucky, but yeah, I'm pretty happy.
Well, folks, I don't think we're going to need an alarm clock in the morning. Parakeets. Washboard, the cyclist's worst nightmare, second only to headwinds, I reckon. Look at this, bump, bump, bump all the way. So I've turned the GoPro stabilisation off so you can see what it's really like to ride this road. Oh my god. It's a bumpy ride, that's for sure. Hey, well folks, this is a first for a wild camp. Look where we're camping tonight. In the classroom, Deb.
Yes. Yes. Brings it home how hard life is over here.
This is the school. We asked in the village if there's anywhere to camp. They said go and camp in the school. So here we are. And if we can find a whiteboard marker, we'll leave them a thank you, eh?
Yes, we've just seen the teacher and he's told us where to go and have a swim and cool off in the river, but we're not brave enough.
And not a bad view. And it's so bug free here, it's mint. In the forest you just get eaten alive, but here, look at this.
Fantastic.
Well, the morning breaks. School's not started yet, but Debs is working hard already. What are you doing, Debs?
I'm writing a letter to the professors and the children
Do you want to read it out to the class?
Muchas gracias por permitirnos queremos en su hermosa escuela. Dormimos muy bien. Hoy continuamos nuestra viaje en bicicleta alrededor del mundo. Deberíamos regresar a Inglaterra en otros 3 años. Vive tus sueños. debsandtom.com.
Gracias.
Ah, de nada.
Well, what a lovely stop that was. In the school. There we go. Adios, escuela. And now, we've only got 13 miles to do on this dirt until we hit El Triangulo, which I hope means asphalt. Let's go. I tell you, never in my life have I been so happy to see a triangle. So this place is called El Triangulo, which is the triangle, because that's all it is. It's just a triangle in the road where the 8 meets 13. But for us it's a big milestone, Devs, because it's where the dirt turns to asphalt, hopefully, I believe, because we've done about 250 mile on dirt. More. And not, there was bits of concrete, but not a lot. And that was tough, some wicked washboard. But we made it to the triangle, Deb. How are you feeling?
It's almost a San Francisco Bridge moment. It's that high in my expectations.
And it just looks like there's absolutely nothing here but a couple of mechanics and a gas station. I hope we can buy some food and water. Let's go and have a look at Triangle. The Triangle. Nice Peter Callios.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, I'll eat the veg. But...
Here we are. Tarmac. The triangle with the roundabout in the middle. 270 miles to Rubambaki, which is the next stop. Woo, this is some big mileage days. Adios el triangulo. Nothing much to come for, I wouldn't recommend it. Let's go. It's like day number 2. We love bus shelters, do you remember that, Debs?
I do.
Day number 2, but instead of shouting from the rain, we're shouting from the sun. Just had a, I won't say a lovely lunch there. We had tripe for breakfast and we've had tinned mackerel for lunch. It's not been a great food day, has it, Debs?
It just looks so disgusting.
Yeah, it tastes pretty foul too. But it's 50 miles to the next town. They didn't even have any water in this town. We had to go to the football match and buy a soda. Well, folks, slightly more better tasting breakfast than yesterday. Although probably not as healthy for you as tripe stew. Ritz crackers and Coca-Cola. How's it going, Deb?
I had a chocolate bar as well.
Nice. Found a little tienda which saved our lives. And then round these parts, this is where you get your water from the well. Because there ain't no rivers in the dry season. Got a little parrot on a ladder. Now, chances of this, yesterday we met these guys and they gave us some ice pop, saved our lives because it was really hot yesterday. And today we bumped into them again. Hola, fellas.
Hola. Saludos.
¿Cómo se llama?
Dixon.
Dixon?
Daniel.
Daniel. Muy bien. Lifesavers. Lifesavers. See you on YouTube. Mañana?
No, ya de aquí.
Bien, mañana. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias, amigos.
Vaya bien. Buen viaje.
Buen viaje.
Cuidado nomás.
Not the best of wild camps last night, just down there by the side of the road. Bit of a push to get out, but we pushed on till it was nearly dark, and now we've only got 100 miles to Rubambaki, and in 60 miles there's a small hospedaje, we hope. So we may be able to clean this shit up. Look at the state of me. I don't think I've ever been so dirty. But hopefully today that will change. Toucans here last night as well. To put a picture of that, I've only got it on the phone, but beautiful toucans. Hey, well folks, it's a beautiful morning. Wall-to-wall sunshine yet again. Although we found ourselves all last night and this morning thinking about that poor lad and his family. And the thousands of other people last night who'd lost somebody the day before close to them. You know, it was only because we were physically close to that guy we were thinking about it, but all over the world, tens of thousands of people lost somebody yesterday. So life is precious, folks. Certainly try and make the best of it, because it is so precious. Yeah. All the best to you. Buena suerte. Buena suerte. wouldn't want to get this close to a live one, but look at the teeth on this beast. What a bit of therapy for the traumas of yesterday. Just wildlife by the billion. Just nature carrying on regardless. Life and death just rolling on. What a wonderful world. Cruel but wonderful. Hey, hey, this is something we didn't expect. A little rain shower. Pitter patter raindrops. Debs.
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
And again.
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
What's this stuff falling from the sky, Debs?
It's rain. It's raining rain.
What?
Hallelujah.
Wow! That's proper rain! Hey, well folks, our Amazonian adventure is nearly coming to an end, because that over there, whether you can make that out, are the Andes Mountains again. So the plan is to, by the end of today, we should be right at the edge of those mountains. The plan is to climb up to the Altiplano, to the Sala de Uyuni. The plan wasn't to go to La Paz, because it's huge and busy and steep, but we noticed this morning the bottom bracket started to develop play, so we might end up going to La Paz. Let's see how we get on. But it's been quite a loop through the Amazon jungle, quite an adventure, Debs.
It's been amazing. I mean, we've ticked off so many things we wanted to see. Beautiful sky at night, Cayman, Caravaca, toucans, just see two toucans.
Two toucans.
The course.
Yeah. And it's going to be some big climbing. It's interesting terrain. You look at it on a map and you can see where all the hills are folded, because where the Andes got pushed up, which means we go up, we go down, we go up, we go down, like Concertina for a few miles, but then we hit the big mountains. So let's go. Andes, here we come again. Hola, ¿qué tal? Muy bonita, muy bonita. ¿El nombre o?
Pancho.
Pancho.
Ajá.
Pancho. Pancho.
¿Y
Guapo.
usted de dónde está viniendo?
Sí.
Now, who would have thought it would rain in a rainforest all night long, most of yesterday afternoon? And what's happening over here in our deluxe bijou thing? Yep, Tom is cooking breakfast of King's porridge. Thank you, Thomas.
No problem.
And coffee. And I've just squeezed fresh orange juice courtesy of a lovely lady we met yesterday called Leslie. So yeah, all is damp but well with our world. Well done, people.
Oh, there's a bit of roadkill you don't see every day. The anteater, I think.
So this morning we were out of porridge, so we decided to pop to a little tienda and grab some bread. Just round the corner from the hotel we found one. But not only that, there's Thomas, and we've had buena dia, we've had lots of pan, but the lovely lady has given us a mug of hot water, so we've added our coffee. Oh, bueno, cafe. We knew this place was the place for us. Hey pan. So today we've got hopefully 2 hills to do. We've done one, 750 feet, 2 miles. It was okay really, hard but okay. Now we're on the biggie, 15 miles, 4,000 feet. So not as steep but on for a long time, and it's so muggy and hot. And let's do the sweaty back Tom check.
It's hot.
Wet, 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 wet. Oh, it's still dry at the bottom.
Oh, I'm not working hard enough.
Not working hard enough, Thomas.
Well, the sweat level's maxed out at 10 now, but as roadside walls go, it's not a bad spot for lunch, Debs, eh?
No, it's nice. We've done 6 miles and
I
think about 1,800 feet of climbing.
And we're having a tomato sandwich. And look at that for a view, folks. Eh? Look at that. Being back on the trampoline del Muerte. You can see the road right up there. Look at this. I'll zoom in. You'll have a job making it out on GoPro. But it snakes right round there and up there. What a road. Oh my, look at this terrain. What kind of idiot comes cycle touring through here, Debs?
The muttons!
The muttons! Pair of idiots! Thank you. Been waiting for that for fucking ages. I've been trying to catch one of them blue butterflies for weeks, if not months. And they're so elusive, they just never stop. And there we go, having a little drink, Debs. Hey, well folks, we suddenly found ourselves on top of a mountain, 12,000 feet up from where we last spoke to you. We've taken a good dose of caution about the bikes with a big spoonful of kindness to ourselves and got ourselves a Collectivo up the hill. The bottom bracket is starting to get more and more play, so we thought climbing 13,000 feet is just going to be too risky for it because it's in the middle of nowhere here. Like, the next town is La Paz. We've decided we've got to go into La Paz to try and get a new one. Really didn't want to go into that crazy city, but here we go. We're going to see what it's like. And it went quite smooth, Debs, didn't it?
It did. We just walked up to a taxi rank. Will you take us? Yes. To the first taxi, bikes and bags on the roof, well strapped down. And
for 100 Bolivianos each, which is about 11 quid for a nearly 100-mile ride, which is pretty good.
Yeah, no complaints. Yeah.
Kind of feel a little bit like we cheated, but that road, man, if the bottom bracket seized up or gone there, then who knows? Who knows what would have happened.
It was 3 hours in the car. It would have been 4 days riding easy.
4 days, if not 5. Yeah. 5 days, I reckon. It was brutal. 13,000 feet, but it's a little thing about the oxygen up here, but it's all right. It's beautiful sunny weather. We've come through the cloud, haven't we?
Yeah. Oh God, it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
So let's go and see if we can get into La Paz without getting run over. Fingers crossed, folks. See you in La Paz.
Well, this one's for Father Ted. Gonna miss you, old bugger. Years ago I used to mountain bike. Oh God, it was the thing that kept me sane, and I had a group of guys I used to go mountain biking with, and some great girlfriends too. But there was one guy, Chris, we used to call him Father Ted. His name, Chris Tedman, passed away just a couple of days ago. He was a tough old bugger and we loved him so much, and we're going to miss him so much.
Folks, well, one of the best things about La Paz, and one of the most popular things to do, is to ride the Telefonica, which is the cable car public transit system. So let's go and have a look. Yay.
These are a local delicacy, salteñas. Look a bit like a Cornish pasty, but nipped at nipped at the top, and they're full of hot gravy. I'm having pollo, Tom's going to have carne, and then we're both going to have a veggie one in a minute. Not expensive either.
Have a bite now.
Very, very juicy. Look at the mess. We're not pros, but we're enjoying it all the same.
Well folks, cycle touring, we know to go with the flow, and sometimes things don't go quite as planned, but this is a big one. So wasn't feeling too good in La Paz, had like a sort of infection in my nose. So I went to the doctor, and it turns out I had a pretty bad sinus infection that was going throughout my head. So he said we need an operation to fix it. So general anaesthetic operation, after which we couldn't fly for 50 days. Fair play, let's go for it. But then we did the pre-op tests. And then it turns out, the doctor said I've got a dodgy heart, they couldn't do the operation, and what's more, we couldn't cycle again, which was a bit of a shocker.
Just a bit.
After a week or so of further tests, they decided they could do the op, and we were just about to go in for the op, and we get a phone call from back in England that my poor dad is very ill and is going to pass away. So we decided, let's pack up and fly home.
Yeah, so that was quite a day. It was the day of the England final in the Euros, and we'd arranged for two lovely fellow cyclists to come round and spend the day with us, Ferdy and Vicky, but it wasn't quite the day we had planned. I rang them up at 7 o'clock and said, come on, we need your help. They found us 2 bike boxes, and any cyclists out there will know just how hard that is. Came round, brought us breakfast, helped us pack up. Tom and I were both in such a state of shock that Ferdy actually booked the tickets and Vicky did all the packing. We then abandoned the flat, handed them the keys, and left an awful lot of our kit there. They simply couldn't take it with us. It was wonderful to know that a young couple, Brian and Sylvia, were able to utilise our Oatley pannier bags, and Ferdy and Vicky took control of our Helinox chairs, and they've been onto the salt flats with them. Hopefully we'll make it ourselves one day.
So we made it back and managed to say goodbye to my dad. Not sure when we'll get back on the road, but we certainly will, because we're only halfway around our journey, so we are going to finish it one day. But for now, rest in peace, Dad.
Yeah, well done, Brian. We'll miss you.